Is 100% a smear campaign against Blake Lively. Like, this is going on the internet, and we're trying to uncover it.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are coming for content creators. Gwyneth Paltrow is reigniting drama with Jennifer Aniston. And yes, it's still about Brad Pitt. Oh, and according to Hailey, Justin Bieber's not hitting the stage anytime soon. Let's break it all down. So here's the tea. Blake Lively is out here scrambling, trying to spin the narrative and make it seem like Justin Baldoni is behind some wild hate campaign against her. But instead of directly confronting big creators, she's gone for a handful of smaller ones. Real random pics, too? Like, seriously, some of these folks only have a few thousand followers. One YouTuber, Cassidy O'Connell, actually had to write a whole letter to the judge to defend herself. She said the subpoena wasn't valid. Blake's legal team didn't even go after her directly. Instead, they hit up Google with a subpoena, which triggered automatic emails to a bunch of creators demanding their private info. No heads up, no warning, just straight legal pressure. And get this, even though we've dropped a bunch of content about Blake, she's left us alone so far. But for those who don't have a lawyer, this is a real nightmare situation. Some creators are legit panicking, and honestly, who wouldn't? Now here's where it gets really wild. Blake isn't just asking for basic info, she wants everything. We're talking financial records, emails, and even details to see if anyone has been in contact with Justin Baldoni. She's on a full-blown digital witch hunt. Cassidy O'Connell didn't hold back. She straight up said this whole subpoena mess is unduly burdensome and looks like it's just meant to intimidate people. And honestly, she might have a point.
100% a smear campaign against Blake Lively. Like, this is going on the internet, and we're trying to uncover it. All of those people are going to get deposed, right? You want all those people to get deposed, all the influencers. And influencer after influencer, content creator after content creator is going to come out on those depositions telling the truth, which is going to be that there is no public smear campaign against her. Like, what? The level of conspiracy, it literally just takes like a morsel of common sense to figure.
Handing over that much personal info to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, that's straight up terrifying. No one knows what they'll do with all that data. And let's be real, these Hollywood types always seem to have people behind the scenes who handle the dirty work. Now, I'm not saying Ryan Reynolds has a crew like that, but I'm also not saying it. In my opinion, these A-listers have entire teams ready to do whatever it takes to protect their image. It's not far-fetched at all. And it doesn't stop there. YouTuber Mackenzie Folks was even asked to cough up her credit card and bank info from every account tied to her content. They were checking if she paid for any premium services to push her videos further. That's how deep they're digging. They're clearly searching for anything. Any little clue to make it look like this so-called hate campaign was part of some master plan. It's giving major desperation vibes. So here's the latest twist. Since they couldn't pin this so-called hate campaign on Justin Baldoni, now Blake Lively's team is trying to shift the blame onto creators. Her lawyers are pushing this wild claim that Justin's team launched some untraceable media campaign to tear her down. But seriously, untraceable? That makes zero sense. Like, what even is that supposed to mean? If there really was some behind-the-scenes operation, wouldn't there be some kind of digital footprint, emails, DMs, something? Because none of us creators are getting mystery phone calls or secret files from Justin's team. No one's showing up at our door with some secret anti-Blake agenda. And let's be honest, there's no way dozens of creators are just making stuff up out of nowhere while Blake Lively's the only one speaking the truth. It's not adding up at all. What Blake's doing right now feels straight up wild. She needs to stop going after everyone and just chill. All this legal drama, it's clearly just a scare tactic, but it's not working. People are standing their ground. And honestly, she's just making Justin Baldoni's comments about her look even more believable. Now, here's the big question everyone's asking. Where the heck is Ryan Reynolds in all this mess? So here's what's being whispered. Ryan Reynolds is supposedly stepping in as Blake's personal support system, helping her deal with this chaos and trying to guide her back into a normal life. According to reports,
Hey Blake Lively privates her Instagram and no longer says she wants to be a public figure is when I'll leave her alone. Of course, downplaying the backlash saying she didn't know any better. I've disliked her prior to this lawsuit. I truly believe someone's true colors will always show. Happy to see the rest of the world is catching up.
Blake's leaning on Ryan hard, hoping he can somehow pull her out of the mess she's landed in. Word is, she's even been reaching out to old friends like Taylor Swift, trying to patch things up and rekindle their old bond. But so far, crickets. Nothing's working. Even Gigi Hadid is reportedly keeping her distance, which is only making Blake feel more isolated from the inner circle she used to be so tight with. Now Blake's ducking out of the spotlight completely. No red carpets, no fancy restaurants, no industry parties. She's avoiding it all. She doesn't want to risk any public run-ins or unwanted drama. Still, insiders say she's not backing down from the storm. Supposedly, she's not scared to face the challenge ahead. And behind the scenes, Ryan, her family, and especially her sister Robin are said to be her emotional backbone right now, holding her up through the fallout. Blake Lively's deposition is just around the corner, like a week away. And while insiders are claiming she's staying calm and collected, if I were her, I'd definitely be sweating. Especially with someone like Brian Friedman involved. That's not someone you want across the table in a legal showdown. They're saying that once the deposition wraps up, Blake's hoping to finally breathe a sigh of relief. Apparently, she's walking into this confident, leaning hard on Ryan Reynolds and her family for support. She's trying to look unshaken. But let's see how long that lasts once the pressure's on. Anyway, let's switch gears, because we've got more drama to dive into, and this time it's all about Gwyneth Paltrow and her brand new book. So here's the scoop. Gwyneth's doing a book, but she didn't actually write it. Someone else did after doing in-depth interviews with her about her life. Sounds chill, right? But the drama starts here. Gwyneth thought this whole thing was going to be focused on her ski trial. Yep, that viral moment from a couple years back. But nope, turns out the book is all about Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. And when the interviewer asked how she felt about Brad marrying Jen, Gwyneth fired back with, "Are you really asking me this question?" Oh, she was caught off guard. Gwyneth played it cool publicly, saying, "I can't comment on this kind of thing." But behind closed doors, she was telling friends she felt sad when she found out Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were getting married. But looking back now, she probably didn't need to feel bad at all. Brad ended up doing Jen so wrong when he left her for Angelina Jolie. Now here's where things really start to spill.
Okay, we're gonna play a game. Brad or Ben? It'll be fun.
Brad.
No. I didn't even ask a question.
Oh, I thought that was the question. Brad or Ben?
That's so good.
The author of Gwyneth's new book didn't just stick to interviews with her. They also spoke with people close to her, including Aaron Lauder from the Estee Lauder dynasty. Apparently, there was a dinner conversation all about Brad, and it got spicy. One person close to the discussion said Gwyneth straight up told Aaron that Brad was dumber than a sack of bricks. She allegedly went on to say Brad was raised super religious in Missouri, and no shade to the Midwest, major love to everyone out there, but Gwyneth apparently felt like their worlds couldn't be more different. She was from Manhattan, raised in luxury, attending elite private schools, while Brad's upbringing was way more traditional and grounded. Sources say Gwyneth felt like Brad wasn't on her level, like she was smarter, more refined, and just way more educated. And let's be honest, the fact that all of this is taking up a whole chunk of the book, it's giving major "I'm still not over it" energy. She even admitted in her Call Her Daddy interview that the breakup hit her hard. She said, "He was 9 years older than me," and hinted that a lot went down behind the scenes. Gwyneth said Brad knew what he wanted and was ready to settle down. Meanwhile, she admitted she was all over the place, but now that this book is dropping, things are getting messy. They've already started the press tour, and word on the street is Gwyneth didn't even read the book before it all went live.
Skied directly into by Mr. Sanderson. I was skiing and two skis came between my skis, forcing my legs apart, and then there was a body pressing against me, and there was a very strange grunting noise. So my brain was trying to make sense of what was happening. I thought, is this a practical joke? Is someone like doing something perverted?
And now, she's finding out the hard way that the publishers are leading with all the Brad Pitt drama. She had no clue it would be front and center, or that they'd turn it into such a huge focus. Now it's not just Gwyneth catching heat. Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt, and even Ben Affleck are being dragged into the mix. And Yeah, people are not happy about it. Gwyneth's been doing damage control, saying she doesn't really remember things the way they're written, but at the same time, she's not completely denying them either. It's that awkward middle ground. She's keeping it vague, probably trying not to stir the pot any more than it already is. But with all these names getting tossed around, the pot's already boiling. Gwyneth's feeling a little blindsided. Turns out, when she signed the deal for this book, she thought it was all gonna focus on the 2023 ski trial. That was the plan. Or so she thought. She's actually flattered that people still care so much. But let's be real. She's gotta be at least a little thrown off. Even though the book hasn't officially hit shelves yet, the buzz is already wild. Insiders say Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston's teams have been fully briefed and are staying on high alert, ready to clap back if needed. If things escalate, it could turn into a full-blown Hollywood showdown. With the release set for just about a week from now, everyone's watching to see how this plays out. Especially Gwyneth. It's definitely awkward to be a main voice in a book that you haven't even read, especially when it's dropping bombshells left and right. But anyway, let's shift gears again. Because while Gwyneth's dealing with press drama, Justin Bieber has been quietly going through something of his own. And it's not looking great, especially why he's refusing to get sober. And honestly, that decision might be the reason he's not going on tour anytime soon. Justin recently dropped a new album called Swag, and usually when artists release something that's gaining traction, a tour follows pretty quick. His project's doing pretty decent, so fans naturally assumed he'd be hitting the road. But according to reports, that's not happening at all right now. Word is, his team and inner circle are seriously worried about his mental and emotional state. They don't think he's ready for that kind of pressure again. The fame, the spotlight, it's been weighing on him for years. And they're scared that a full tour could actually do more harm than good. Supposedly, Hailey is trying to shield him from stress and negativity that could make things worse. But the relationship, that's hitting some bumps too. Remember when Justin told Hailey she wouldn't land the cover of Vogue? Well, she just did another feature for Vogue, not the cover, but a full article. And in it, she opens up about how intense her life has been since marrying Justin. It's clear they're both dealing with a lot behind the scenes, and not everything's as picture perfect as it looks from the outside. Hailey recently opened up about how overwhelming it is living under constant online rumors. From false claims about divorces to stories saying she and Justin aren't happy together. She said, living life is very difficult while constantly reading falsehoods on the internet. It's gotten to the point where it's driving her crazy, and she admits it's nearly impossible to explain how much it messes with her mind. According to Hailey, most of the stuff being written about her just isn't true. She said, I have a real life. One I share with my wonderful family, my friends, and with the people who know me and love me. She's trying to stay grounded, even while the internet spins a whole different version of her reality. Kendall Jenner even chimed in, calling Hailey super caring, almost maternal. Kendall said, I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, and if I'm having a panic attack, she'll come right over and take care of me. That says a lot about who Hailey is behind the scenes. And Justin, he had nothing but love. He gave a rare statement praising her, saying Hailey's in the spotlight not just because of who she married, but because of her natural flair for style, business, art, and fashion. He said she makes being a wife, and potentially a mom, look effortless. Then he added, I've done a lot of dumb things in my life, but the smartest thing I've ever done was marry Hailey. One comment online hit hard, saying, yes, well, Hailey, living with a mentally ill human being with drug issues must be exhausting. Another user clapped back, calling Hailey the strongest woman in Hollywood, living her best life with Justin, their little dog, who they treat like a baby, and dreams of future Bieber babies. One fan even said her recent interview was the perfect answer about reality and love. It's clear, people have a lot to say. Fans are split though. We've got Justin dropping songs on his new album that hint at emotional chaos, and then Hailey turns around and tells Vogue that everything's fine. So what's really going on? It's hard to tell, but lately it does seem like they're in a better place, especially since Hailey has finally drawn the line and laid down some firm boundaries. She said she loves Justin, but she can't keep living on this never-ending roller coaster. No more public meltdowns, no more childish behavior, and she made it clear he's got to chill with the weed too. And from what we've heard, Justin's been trying. He even attempted a full detox just to prove he's serious about making changes. But, and it's a big but, like we said earlier on the podcast, it hasn't exactly stuck. The effort's there, but the follow-through, still shaky. Justin's been saying he wants to get sober, but this whole thing feels like a cycle on repeat. He pushes Hailey to the edge, things blow up, they patch it up, and for a little while, it looks like they're solid. But then boom, it all resets. Over and over. It's been like this for a while, and at some point, something's gotta give. That's all I've got for you today. Just wanted to break down a few of the wildest stories I've been seeing floating around lately. The celebrity world never sleeps, and neither do we. If you want to stay up to date with all the real celeb drama, make sure you subscribe to NoFilter, because we cover celebrity tea every single day. No days off. Hit that like button, drop a comment below, and don't forget to share this with your people. Thanks for hanging out.